going on there, guys? We back with another one. And today, we got to talk about Skip Bayless, but briefly, we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe first. Now, fans are growing impatient with Shannon Sharpe's absence from television. You got some people saying they don't even watch sports debate anymore. You got some people saying, like, when you going to announce? Because football season is right around the corner, and he basically put this tweet up, left it up to the fans. He was like, you tell me when I should announce. So people are starting to want to see Shannon Sharpe again. And I thought he would already have announced by now, but we're just waiting to see what he does at this point. Nothing really new there, but you have to think, man, preseason games already started. I would have thought he'd already been on there, but whatever. There's another disturbing report coming out with Skip Bayless, and it's saying that Undisputed still needs a permanent co-host because, yeah, Richard Sherman's going to do 50 to 100 shows a year, but that's kind of a broad spectrum, or that's kind of like a broad scope there, right? Like, he could do 50 or he could do 100, So, like, there's 50 shows different. But he's mainly going to do football season. He still don't have a basketball guy. I'm assuming they're going to have someone speak on baseball here and there. They really lock in on basketball and football, and he's trying to do the rotating host thing like Stephen A. Smith. You had people say that, Stephen A. is his daddy now, has tripled his ratings for years at First Take. So he's just trying to copy Stephen A. Smith now, as the report is saying. And we're going to check out what they had to say about skipping some of the things going on at FS1, and I'll be back. Let's peep it.
What is the point of all this? Are you going to go out and hire a bunch of people who are retreads in the business? Rachel Nichols has cycled through CNN and ESPN, and we all know what happened with her and Maria Taylor. Keyshawn Johnson just got laid off from ESPN. Richard Sherman, a lot of potential, but a very raw talent, has only been on the air 1 year. I mean, these are all people who've kind of worked and failed, quite frankly, at other places. Not to diminish their talent or their ability, but it certainly seems that Fox has a ready-made solution there at FS1. I mean, where's Nick Wright in all this? When they hired Nick Wright, the Fox people were talking him up as the next Skip Bayless and the next Colin Cowherd. Well, if he's the next Skip Bayless or the next Colin Cowherd, why don't you put up him against Skip? Some people are saying that Skip doesn't want Nick Wright because he doesn't want anybody who could beat him in a debate. He wants to be number one, first among equals, as always.
So when you hear that, man, Skip has a lot of things to figure out. I don't know why people want Nick Wright on the show. I don't think, other than that being a LeBron James opposite to him, I think he may need some new material on LeBron James. If he's just trolling, maybe he needs to troll in the other direction and change his stance on LeBron at this point. I mean, I don't know if him and Nick Wright going at it wouldn't just be a tired, played out thing at this point. I mean, I guess somebody would like it, but I think it's time to move on from the LeBron James trolling and really get into your journalism bag and show that you really know something about the game, at least on the surface level, right? It was fun while it lasted with him and Shannon, but the debates, this is why Stephen A. is able to triple you guys with First Take. He has rotating fresh hosts that will actually challenge him too. You'll see JJ challenge him. You'll see Jay Williams challenge him. And that's what you need. You need somebody that can challenge you, and then you're receptive to it and you have a good working relationship. And Stephen A. knows how to navigate those waters a lot better than Skip, and I think that has helped his career continue to expand. As I ain't gonna say Skip's has diminished, but Skip has burned that Shannon Sharpe bridge. He messed up a good thing. And I'm bringing in Richard Sherman. It can be cool, but again, he's not the permanent host. He's not going to dive face first in there and put everything in the Undisputed, nor should he. So my question is, who can they get that's good enough to come in? I said Chad Ochocinco, but again, that would be more geared towards football, but he has personality. Now, if he wants to do rotating hosts, a good basketball debater, I don't know who that can be for him. Skip doesn't have the personality like Colin Cowherd to carry a podcast and really make it interesting and entertaining, because you see ESPN is going to try to bid for Colin Cowherd to come over there after his next contract is up, and they said that Fox better be ready to offer some money because ESPN's going to back the truck up. So it's not really a FS1 ESPN thing completely, because Colin's killing everybody, that they have on ESPN in the podcasting space. Their podcast ain't really working. It's their live television and their original programming, as far as is like debate TV and Get Up and those things, that are doing really well over there. But we'll see, man. Skip Bayless, I'm hoping it works out with Richard Sherman, and I think Rachel Nichols is coming over, they said, permanently. Who would y'all like to see with Skip Bayless, man? I don't know if anybody... See, here's the problem. I don't know if anybody who has the high profile and has other things going on is going to commit to the show full time. He might need a moderator full time, but Stephen A don't have a full time moderator. I think Lil Wayne is a waste, because nobody really wants to see him do that. I mean, Skip should have swung for the fences to see if he could get Cameron and Mace to come on there a couple times a week. Just to add something new, get the freshest, newest thing. But, Cam's, I don't know, Cam Mouth can't make it on FS1, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he can tone it down enough, if he's passionate enough about something, to do FS1. Like, I mean, I ain't saying he ain't intelligent enough to. I'm just saying I think his show is built on the rawness and his delivery and his place in sports journalism. So I don't think he would temper that down. Not that he can't, he just ain't, because he's obviously intelligent enough to do so. But yeah, man, I think Skip needs to look far into that podcasting space. Really need to bring in some good basketball guys, because that's heavily, you need to talk about LeBron, you need to talk about Curry, you need to talk about all the up and coming players around the league, top players, and he needs somebody that's urban though, somebody that's raw, somebody that's going to challenge him daily. And I don't know if Nick Wright is that guy. He's not really knowledgeable about the game to me. A lot of people like him because he defends LeBron, and LeBron is their favorite player. I'm talking about good analysis of the game of basketball. I think he lacks heavily in that department, and that's just my opinion. But if enough people like him and it will work with the numbers, go for it. I'm just saying, I want you to get somebody like JJ Redick, or someone like that knows exactly what they talking about with basketball. I think it'll be better to be more informational. And JJ Redick would challenge ridiculous narratives. I think those type of people are good. Just finding somebody permanent, though, is not going to be the way. Because they ain't even permanent with Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? They doing their own podcast. They doing their own thing. The media game is changing. I'm not letting the network control all my checks coming in. And I like that. So Skip just need to do the rotating host thing, in my opinion. But shoot, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.